And we're on. Hey, so I've been asked a few times, and I see posts on Twitter and Facebook and whatnot about how you started using torrents and you've gone over your bandwidth limit. And now, if you're not sure what your bandwidth limit is or what I'm talking about, is basically most internet service providers or ISPs have put a cap on your internet connection so that you can't, well, you can, but they don't want you to download, say, over 30, 40, 50 gigs. And if you do, they charge you per megabyte. Sometimes it's $1 megabyte, whatever, so on and so forth. Either way, it can get pretty expensive pretty fast, and sometimes it's hard for you to monitor. Sometimes they give you a website that you can go to that you can check to see how much you've used and so on and so forth. But there's things that you can do to prevent that if you notice that you're not trying to use as much, but you're still going through it, and you don't know why. There's a very easy thing to do. This is concerning torrents. If you don't know what torrent is, then this doesn't concern you. But a lot of programs you can use to download music, movies, of course, all legal content, which are great pieces of software. Torrents are awesome and a lot faster than some of the other peer-to-peer sharing programs, i.e. FrostWire. Taking in consideration FrostWire right now with their latest update, has moved to pretty much strictly using torrents. It's basically just a web, like a GUI, to search out torrents online. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it because maybe I only want that one individually publicly released song, and I can't do that. I now have to download the album and so on and so forth, and it's not the greatest. But once you're done downloading, say, this legally copied song, movie, whatever it is, like in uTorrent or transmissions, if you don't stop that, you're uploading it. Now, you may say, well, I need to upload it and I need to share it, which is fine. This is great. But if you have like a 20 gig bandwidth cap, the internet's going to survive without you. You don't need to upload it if it means you don't have to put out a $120 internet bill, right? So little things like capping your uploads, capping your upload speed so your download speed is a lot faster, and monitoring it. With the Windows version of uTorrent, there's this awesome function that enables a download and upload cap. It basically counters. It's a counter for how much of the internet you've downloaded using that program, not all your internet, so like Facebook and whatnot, just the torrent app, and will actually cut you off. You set a limit. You say, I don't want to go over 30 gigs in 28 days. Boom, it stops that. You can set it to whatever amount you want, and I'm going to go ahead and show you actually how to do that. Now, as you can probably tell, I'm on a Mac, but I do have a Windows home server here, so I'm just going to remote desktop into that and going to show you what's going on here. So why don't we go ahead and connect to it here. Alright, perfect. So we're just going to go down to uTorrent here. And of course, these are all my legally copied or downloaded movies here. So you can already tell I'm already on that option for transfer cap, and you can enable it and disable it, and there's a little help button here. I haven't honestly clicked on it, but what I've said is that 30 gigs. I'm not exactly sure what our download and upload cap is, but I'm going to go with 30 gigs at this point in a 28-day period. So that way, if I'm hitting 30 gigs at my 28 days, well, chances are we're going to be pretty close to our internet, so I should just stop downloading anyways. So I just reset this a few days ago, and I set it to uploads and downloads because it doesn't matter. Uploads, downloads, any transfer is consumed data. Uploads the information that you send up. It's very low, and you will notice that when you go to like your web GUI and say, why are my uploads so low? Because you're not using that much. Uploads is only when you're sending information up there, and it's very little bit, unless you're uploading a bunch of files. You don't need to upload, or your upload will be very low. Your download is most important. So I've gone ahead and tapped it off. 30 gigs, 28 days, uploads and downloads, and you can see here, and as soon as it hits that cap, you will get a little notification down here, transfer cap has been reached, downloads, are seized, and you can't download. Now, of course, you can just go in here and reset it, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having the transfer cap on here. So that's one really easy way to monitor, even if you don't care about your transfer, you just put in 300 gigs or whatever, so you never want to stop, but you want to be able to watch your counter, you can do that, and it's very easy. It also does show you down here, but with uTorrent, it gets reset every time. With the Transmissions app for Mac, you can keep it, and it will stay active in there. It's kind of interesting. I've let it go for a whole year, and yeah, wow, I consumed a lot of legal content from the internet. The other thing here for your bandwidth is your upload. Now, I've been having some random issues here with uTorrent right now. I'm not listening to my upload cap speed limit, but put in 4 or 5, even 10 to 15 is no problem. But any higher, the upload really sucks your bandwidth down and is going to lower your download rate and the rest of your internet traffic as well. So if you're in an apartment and you guys all share the same internet connection and you just sit there and you download your legally movie, and you just, sweet, I'm watching it, but you don't cap your upload, that file is done. If there's like 20 other people or 30 other people that want to download that file on the internet somewhere in the world, your computer now becomes a host for that file, and that file is being shared out. And if you don't have a cap, it's going to say, hey man, this dude's got awesome internet connection, let's just grab it. And boom, it's just going to go out there lightning fast speed, and it's going to suck your bandwidth down, and the rest of either you and your roommates are going to be like, well, why is our internet so slow? No. Well, cap it off at 4 to 5. You're still sharing little bits of files, which you need to do in order for this to properly work, but you're not going to hit your download. You're not going to consume that much, of the bandwidth at one time, so your roommates aren't going to squawk and complain. So download rate, you can do that if your internet really, really sucks and you've got lots of people on there. 30 to 40 kilobytes per second. That would suck, and it's going to take you a while to download a lot of things, because if you get a good amount of seeds, you should be hitting around the 1.3 to something. 1.3 megs is pretty good. Average user hits around 700 to 800 on a DSL connection, give or take. But that's one good thing that you can always put in there is your upload cap. A lot of people also put in, which I don't, is after the file's been downloaded, how long after that file's been downloaded you share that. I personally just don't care. 5 kilobytes, go in. Normally I move the file into a different directory anyways, and so that becomes unshareable. So these are just a few little tricks that you can do to help really conserve a lot of your bandwidth cap and your speed. Small little thing, but a lot of people probably going to look at this video and not understand it, but if you're watching this, it's a good idea that you do know what what I'm talking about. If you don't, respond to the video and maybe I can help you out. But it's just something that I see quite a lot, and I figured I might as well just make a quick little video to help you guys out with it. So, bon voyage, happy pirating, happy legally downloading content. Peace out.